Ghostrunner 2 is the sequel to Ghostrunner. Oh wait, I didn't know that. Does that mean I bought the wrong game? What? Yeah, you did. And after actually buying the right game, we come face to face with this fellow. Oh, hello. What a nice smile you have. We start the game and there's an intro with lore exposition. Oh well, isn't that fascinating? Don't care. When we actually play the game, we immediately get greeted by someone shooting at us. But maybe, if I spare his life, we can sort out our differences and stop fighting. Maybe we can become the best of friends, frolicking around fields and watching movies together while eating popcorn out of a shared basket. Oh no! There's blood on my sword now. In this game we play as a human/cyborg person called Jack. J-A-C-K. By golly, that sure is a strange way to spell murderer. But that's none the matter. We continue on, and while we do so, we kill more and more people. But it's okay, because they are bad people. So I'm kinda like Batman. And just like Batman, I will kill anyone who just as much as goes to the bathroom. To explain the story here, we are a cyberpunk cyborg person who lives in a tower made to house humanity after a mass extinction event occurred 100 years ago. And for everything else, just watch my video on the first game. The story here is that there are two groups, the climbers and the hammers, and we are the goodies and the hammers are the baddies. The hammers want to take over the reactor of the tower for an unknown reason, which could be an explosion, meaning that we have to stop them. This makes me sad, as it reminds me of my favorite video on YouTube, Mickey Mouse Baby found dead in gas explosion. High quality. Wait, he's not dead? So the video was clickbait? And I have to admit, so is this video. Ghostrunner 2 wasn't the sequel of all time. And do you want to know why? You have to talk to... I'm sorry, this is just so difficult to say, but you have to talk to women. And if you've seen one of my videos before, you'll know. I can't do that. I'm a gaming YouTuber. This is Connor, the leader of the climbers, and technically our leader too. But like any normal person, we don't like our boss. Isn't it great he dies later? Wait, what? We then find a challenge area, which gives us extra rewards, and because I have no idea what I'm doing, I fail. I'm never doing one of those again. And I never did. We make it to the final combat area, where we learn the ability to crush people with signs. A bit brutal if you ask me, but not as brutal as you should hit that subscribe button. Just a suggestion. It's not a suggestion. Because if you don't, I won't do anything. I'll just be slightly angry. After the combat area, we finally make it. Oh, that was close. I almost thought we weren't gonna make it. When we make it to the reactor, we find something absolutely shocking. We see the leader of the hammers and a few other blokes reviving SSniperwolf's channel. SSniperwolf fan meetup. Oh look, that's Sniperwolf. This brings us to our first boss fight only one level into the game, against the leader of the hammers. During the fight, we meet an ally, and he helps us defeat the boss. We find after we defeat the boss that the ally is Bakunin, who was killed in the DLC of the first game. And he's alive again for some reason. But that doesn't matter, as he is actually quite important. Never mind, he's not important. We then go to the hub area of the game, and this is where the game is shown to secretly be a Bethesda game. And if that isn't scary enough, we have to talk to a woman.
Where they are or what they want.
Oh no, woman!
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I should be nice, right? Right? How are you holding up?
How are you holding up?
That's what I should be asking you.
Dog,
I mean,
dog, fuck's
it's kind of a
sake.
miracle you're
Didn't
alive.
work. Oh,
Conan had my back.
oh, be nice. Gonna
I'm
have to
not
cross
talking
that
about
one.
today.
I'm gonna have
talking
to
about
cross
last
that one
year.
off the list.
About you deleting your
Our
own.
After
acquaintance
that
today.
scary encounter, we meet up with Saul.
Yeah, don't
And
worry,
I know,
Jack.
I was
was
also
just gonna tell
surprised when you didn't tell
finished
me
all
my
the tests.
constitutional rights as well.
And
You're fit as a fiddle. A heavily augmented transhuman fiddle, but still, the meaty parts of you are in great shape.
good to know.
Hey, one last thing. I have something for you.
A gift?
Sure, why not? It's a shuriken throwing system that I extracted out of our dead fella right here. Thought it might come in handy.
Nice. Thank you.
No need for that. Just use it carefully. Preferably not in this room.
I'll try.
Saul gives us a shuriken upgrade, which is pretty much the same thing as the last game, but you can use it anywhere you want now instead of it being stuck to specific areas. This is where we learn how to upgrade ourselves and get bonus abilities, and for most of the playthrough I completely forget about this and just apply nothing to myself. We buy these upgrades with points earned throughout the levels. Points come from collecting collectibles and killing enemies. We then go to Connor's room and find some, what is this, interesting cyber darts, and this machine made me laugh a little more than it should have. I love the idea that this is meant to be cyber darts, so it's holograms and stuff. And I love the idea that you just use real knives. Connor gives us a new mission. There's a new group called the Church, and they are a large threat as they believe the villain, Architect from the first game, is still alive. To get to where the Church are, we need to go to the deepest parts of the tower. This is where we get our first upgrade chip, which allows us to use more upgrades we buy. If you get 5, your motherboard level increases, allowing for more upgrade slots. To get to the Church, we have to drain the water in this area, for some godforsaken reason. And when we do, we unlock a huge area where we get introduced to a basically upgraded version of the ninja dude from the first game. We then learn the ability to blow up explosive barrels, which is very sad because it reminds me of my favorite YouTube video, Mickey Mouse Baby found dead, and no, we are not doing that again. Eventually, we reach a door that has a Cyber Void terminal locking it, and if you don't know what a Cyber Void terminal is, either watch my video on the first game, watch someone else play it, or play the game yourself, you cretin. The Cyber Void terminal means that we have to go back to base and think of a strategy. Turns out we need to find someone to hack it for us, and luckily, Bakunin, the guy from earlier, knows someone who can help. And now I've just realized how much of a Bethesda game this is. It even has the weird mouth movements and everything. And if you guys want me to play a Bethesda game, leave a like and comment which one you'd like me to play, because there is way too many of them. Anyways, we need to find this person, and to do that we have to break through their firewalls, because they have that for some reason. And also, apparently they live in the part of the tower with the most criminals. I mean, who does that? I mean, it's almost like living next to a Minecraft YouTuber. Breaking through the firewalls is quite easy, and eventually we reach Kira. Unfortunately for me, Kira's a woman, and I wasn't prepared for this, so I had to go a little off script. That's right, baby, actual assault. And it worked, as Kira actually goes to base with us. Well, I'll have to use this method from now on. At base, I have a revelation. Oh, I never offered to give you a room tour. I suppose I should do that now. This is Kevin. I know, he's new. He hasn't been in here for a while. This is my bed. I bring many women here, regularly. But you have to talk to women. And if you've seen one of my videos before, you'll know. I can't do that. I'm a gaming YouTuber. Yeah. This is my boombox where I play my music. And this is where I cook my gas. Right there, you see? This is where I, get a bit freaky. Oh. And this is where I keep the children. They're never getting out. Oh, and this is my sword collection. Great room tour. Moving on. After that, we talked to Kira, and learned that the Ashura are earlier forms of Ghostrunner, and that the guy we fought at the start was one. Finally, we are ready to hack the door open with Kira. The Cyber Void section remains the same, but instead of us having to wait for the platforms to switch, we have full control, which allows us to complete it and open the door. When we get through, we find nothing special, but later on we find a device that allows the light walls to be open only if you touch the light. Further on, we reach a section that appears impossible, but we then find a Cyber Void terminal which allows us the ability to split ourselves and turn invisible. This allows us to touch the light and go through the wall. Oh, and here is Mr. Xbox Live Chat himself. No, seriously, listen to his voice lines.
Right, I'll tell you what, you fat little cunt. You're boring, you don't sound Nigerian at all, so go and fuck yourself.
Architect is the definition of chatting shit.
You do realize you could have fucking pummeled him to death. You are a fucking dumbass. You cost us the goddamn game. Burn in hell, motherfucker.
Okay, now you're just getting on my nerves. This means we need to find where he is. We find him, though it's not him, and he takes us to a section where we have to chase and kill whatever these things are. But we don't care about that. We only care about the boss fight. Oh my god, wait. Is that Dhar, man? This would explain why he was reviving SSniperwolf. Wait, I need to do some investigating.
Grandpa, what's going on?
Ah!
Julia!
Was not expecting that. Good. Well played, Dhar, man. Well played. Great jump scare. The Dhar Man boss fight is pretty easy. It's pretty much just a parkour challenge. Dhar Man is in full control of the Cyber Void, and he technically isn't here in this fight. This means that Dhar Man can be anywhere. Hiding. He could even be in your home. Watch out. After beating the fight, we find Dhar Man's real physical head and take it back to the hub area so we can find out how to destroy it. Back at base we have a meeting, and suddenly Dhar Man perks up again, and Connor is killed by none other than SSniperwolf. This means we now have to chase after SSniperwolf, and now there is a massive attack on the tower. So that means we have to deal with that. Great. And after a long and hard battle, I don't mean it's hard as in there's a lot of enemies. I mean that it runs like this for most of it. I mean, come on. Abraham Lincoln can run faster than this. You get it? You get it? It's because he's fucking dead, isn't he? After winning the battle, we go back to base. There, I buy a few more upgrades for myself and get given an ability called Tempest from Saul. Tempest pretty much works the same way as it does in the first game, where it pushes stuff and people around. Kira tells us that Dhar Man is hiding a stash somewhere, and it could be important, so our next mission is to find it. As we make our way to the stash, I'd like to remind you about the subscribe button. You won't ever regret pressing it, unless I turn out to be some murderer or something. I'd also like to bring attention to the like button. If you hit it, the number will go up by 1, and that's satisfying, I think. Oh, and you should comment some suggestions of games I should make videos on. I have quite a few planned, but more ideas never hurt anyone. When we make it to the stash, we find a bike. And now we are introduced to a whole new style of gameplay. And, in my opinion, the bike is fun, but it's really buggy, especially later in the game. But at least for this first section, it was really fun. Kira has tracked down SSniperwolf, and now we have to use the bike to catch up with her. We then find out that she's gone outside, and to follow her, so do we. And this shows us what the outside looks like. An average FurCon convention. We ride down the tower avoiding obstacles and kamikaze guys. Oh no. They're back. This brings us to an almost open world section of the game, where you can ride and go off your bike at any time. And this is easily the best part of the game for me. The freedom aspect is very refreshing from the very linear sections of the first game, and the music here is just so well fitting. We drive for a bit and eventually come across a closed off road. We open the door and we meet, well, whatever this thing is. I'm just gonna call them FurCon security guards. We kill them and move on, but we find out that the roads keep getting blocked. This means that the FurCon security guards are smarter than we thought. No one told me your mum was in Ghostrunner. We keep on powering through until we find a Cybervoid terminal. Why is it there? Plot convenience. And we go through the Cybervoid section, and we find absolutely nothing. So was that just a waste of time? We get back on the road again and find a bridge that's being blocked off by weird tentacle things. So we do the most reasonable thing. Go to 3 random fucking towers in the middle of nowhere and hope that does something. At the towers we find Cybervoid terminals, and after plugging into them we get introduced to... Is that my favourite Minecraft YouTuber, inventor of the Minecraft Manhunt and IRL Manhunt because of his serious allegations, Dream? Oh my god, it is! So while we are completing these challenges, I just have Dream in my ear telling me what the point of his mask is.
That's what the mask is! That's what the point of the mask is!
After every challenge, one tentacle goes down, and this allows us to cross the bridge. We go on a bit further and the ground starts shaking. It's the guy, it's the guy, it's the guy, it's the guy. It's the guy, it's the guy. It's the guy. It wasn't. It was a worm. My god, it's massive. And that's what she said. Oh, I'm not funny. We run from the worm for a while, but eventually we get swallowed by it, like some weird 4 comic. Which I wouldn't know what they look like, by the way. In the worm, there's an obstacle bike challenge for some reason. Almost like they knew this was gonna happen. Hey Mappa, what the fuck's up with that?
Hey, the real MatPat, I swear. And to answer this predicament, we need to solve what a third is. Oh no, it looks like that's impossible. So the answer to this theory is impossible, but a very solvable theory is the predicament of if you should subscribe to Nat Does Game Stuff and you should, because he is the best YouTuber ever. But that's not a theory, you should subscribe right now.
Thanks, Mappa. I know I am. Anyways, in the worm, we have to slice up whatever these things are until we reach the end. We go flying through the worm right to a bunker. We go inside and find everyone there. Dhar, mann, Dream, and SSniperwolf. What is it with these damn plot conveniences? We try to unplug Dhar, mann, but he goes into our mind and makes us replay the first level. But everything's just slightly off. Ha. Knorr. Okay. That's weird. It keeps repeating, and shit just keeps getting more and more distorted and weird every time. Ah yes, my favorite character. Ronok. Look, it's the TikTok sound. Isn't that so cool and amazing? Kill me now. We then make it out and get taken to a Cyber Void puzzle section, where we get lore.
Hey, the real man.
Shut up, MatPat. I already used you for a bit. So the lore here is that SSniperwolf's a baddie, this guy's a baddie, and I am probably also a baddie, as I have killed so many people to be here. We go through the challenges and learn that Dhar might not be so evil of a guy anymore. Hang on, I'll check one of his videos to find out. You know what? I think I've seen that video on a different site before. I guess not. He lets us out, and apparently it's been 3 weeks, and we have to go back to the tower. Turns out that there is a huge invasion happening at the tower, and we have to get there as fast as possible. We ride back to the tower and find out the invasion has been going on for more than a week. After clearing out all the enemies, we move up and find none other than Dream. Dream then really shows us what the point of his mask is.
I'm dropping it.
After defeating Dream, we go back to base and talk to Zoe. She says that we may have a lead on SSniperwolf, and that she might blow up the reactor. Which makes me sad because it reminds me of my favorite YouTube. No! Before we go find Sniperwolf, we have to clear out a lot of enemies outside, because they are stinky and are causing problems. As we go through the parkour challenges, I'd like to remind you that we are almost at the end of the video, and if you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. We then go back to base, where Kira has prepared us a wingsuit, so now we are able to fly. In this level only though. Sorry, Jack. We go through the level flying around, and eventually we reach the reactor. And now we are able to fight the one and only SSniperwolf. During the fight, we see how absolutely insane she is, and she's very annoyed and threatens us a lot. Now I wonder where I've seen that before. Eventually, after a tough boss fight, we manage to kill her, and the YouTube platform is now saved. Is that all they did? Ah. We go back to base, and for some reason we are saying goodbye, even though this was never established beforehand. It turns out that we are going to the outside, because we are. And that's genuinely the best explanation as to why that happens. So the game's over now, and I still don't know how to do outros. Okay, bye.